Didn't catch the game? No need to fear. I'm Sherman with your sports news here. Cue the intro. On this first episode of the new year, we'll start talking about boys basketball as they had a pretty productive week this past week. The Knights had 2 home games on Tuesday and Wednesday, both facing GAC South opponents. The Knights took on Troy Buchanan as they came in with a tough 500 record. However, the Knights were feisty, looking for their first home win. The Knights got off to a rough start as Troy would take the big 20-point lead in the first half. After being down 28 at halftime, the Knights would look to make a strong comeback in the second half. The Knights scoring leader Miles Thornhill would heat up in the second half as he would bring back the Knights as close as they could. However, the Troy Buchanan Trojans stayed strong throughout the whole game and would win this one 64-27. Griffin St. Pierre for Troy would finish with 16 points, and for the Knights, Miles Thornhill would finish the game with 8 points. The Knights would have no time to dwell as they would then face Liberty Wentzville in their next game on that Wednesday of that week. Both teams had a rough start to the year, and this would be a great opportunity for the Knights to get their first win of the season. Despite having a tough loss at home, the Knights would come back with full energy and full fierce as they were looking to get their first win of the year. Sterling Jones was making a strong effort as he would give the Knights 24 points in the strong effort against Liberty. However, the Knights would lose this one 60-53 in a game that came down to the wire. And for Liberty, Peyton Valou and Gabe McCrary would lead the team in scoring as Valou had 17 and McCrary had 15. The Knights' schedule doesn't get any easier as they will face Francis Howell tonight at 7. Now we head over to girls basketball as the Lady Knights had a productive week coming back from break. The Lady Knights would face off in a tournament at Warrenton as they would face Warrenton High School. The Knights came down to the wire in this one, but would lose their first round 67-59. After a tough 8-point loss to Moberly, they would come back playing O'Fallon Christian High School on Wednesday. The girls showed a great bounce-back win as they would win this game by 20 points, 55-35. And in their last game, in the Consolation Championship, they would play Hannibal High School. Junior star Isabel Delroy would have 21 points in this game. However, it wasn't enough for the Knights as they would lose this one 39-51. The Lady Knights will also play Francis Howell tonight at 5:30 at Howell. And that'll wrap up this will wrap up the first episode of 2020. That's this week's FHN Sports News in under 2 minutes. I'm Cole Sherman with your 2-minute drill. See you next week, and go Knights!